So I am officially taking my brave self to come and speak about a demonic entity that was in my life. When I came to the realization, I was around 9 years old, and I did not understand what was happening. I used to fight in my sleep at night. When I wake up in the morning, my back door was burning, and I couldn't understand. It's just burned for like a minute, just the acknowledgement as soon as I wake up. That was going on for quite some time. I live with both parents. I never told my parents because I don't know what to go and tell them or how to explain myself as to what I'm dealing with, what I'm going through. And I was living in Jamaica at that time. So fast forward, as I grew up to around 15, 16, 17, there's still the same stuff. One of the most common things that I came to understand was I had dreams that were vivid. I had dreams that would lengthen for 7 days repeatedly. And I just can't explain. I don't know about no dreams and explanation of dreams. I was a child. And as soon as I got older, this thing kept tormenting me for the worst. So when I was 30 years old, I came to the realization that something is not going right in my life. And so I stopped and, question a few things about my life, like I'm a single mom. Nothing is really wrong with me per se. I have a job, I have a car, I have a house. So why is it that I don't have a partner? So anyhow, around 2020 is when my body could not deal with this entity anymore. And this entity is considered to be called a spiritual spouse or incubus and a succubus. That's two different spirits, but I guess they combine as one because they do the same job for both man and woman. In my case, I had to deal with both of them. One of the telltale signs is I was having sexual dreams, and the sexual dreams would play out. So when I wake up in the morning, I would recognize that once again my back area is being molested. No, I did not have a partner, so I don't live with anybody. It was just me alone. I had a camera in my room. It didn't pick up anything. And by the time I came to the realization that something is really wrong, I had to call I called a friend first. And then the friend told me, do not sleep without clothes at night. You need to cover up, because at the time I explained that I was sleeping without clothes because I was very hot at night, and I was sleeping by myself, so I figured I was safe. So the friend told me I probably need to speak to a pastor based on what I was telling him and based on the things that I am enduring, because my body was telling me something is wrong and you need to get help, or you need to figure out what's going on and let it stop. So at this time, I called a pastor that I saw online, and the pastor explained to me what this spirit was, after I explained to the pastor based on what I've been going through since I was young. So the pastor explained to me that the spirit is married to me. This spirit has blocked a lot for me concerning relationship, finances, and the whole 9 yards, which I have told him I've been experiencing a lot of blockage. I have been moving forward in life, but it's not as fast as you would expect. I have to struggle to get to some places in my life. Nevertheless, after speaking to the pastor, he prayed for me, and he said to me, the spirit is telling him, why is he praying for me? He should stop praying for me. After that prayer and coming to the acknowledgement that this is actually a demonic entity, I proceeded to tell a few family members, which proceeded to tell me that this is my mind and I have muscle movements and all this good stuff. Lo and behold, the spirit came to me in the dream, now reveal itself. But when it did reveal itself, I realized why I was feeling pain in my back area. I was being, what they call it, sexually, in the term of sodomized. I was being sodomized in the dream, but it was affecting me in reality, if that makes any sense. So every time this demonic entity would have intercourse with me, it would sodomize me. It would not enter me in the regular way, but I would have dreams of having actual intercourse. But I only remember being sodomized and waking up feeling the actual pain. So, after coming to the realization, I started getting fearful. I started wanting someone to sleep with me or be around me, and just to share my space, because no, I don't know what I'm dealing with, and this thing has been there for a good while of my life, since I was a child. So, for some reason, when I came home from work, I noticed I started being fearful of entering my home. I would stand outside and I just feel the fear just build up inside of me to not go inside my house. Anyways, I did go, and I started to brave up, or in other words, I started grabbing my Bible and I started to read the Bible. I started doing a lot of prayer, and then I started doing fasting. While I'm doing these things, the spirit was fighting back, because it come to the realization that I recognized it was there, and I was pulling away from it, and I did do the whole 9 yards of breaking vows and doing all of that. None of that helped. It was still there. It still was in place, but the consistency of me praying and fasting, it helped a lot. The consistency of me breaking all the vows, all the soul ties, anything that I can remember that I ever done to anyone in life, or things that my ancestors or my grandparents or my parents have done. I tried to renounce everything that I possibly could renounce. Then I started asking God, why is this thing on my life? And then God revealed to me that I am supposed to deliver people. So I started having dreams of delivering people, but this spirit was still fighting, because it's not very easy for this spirit to just walk away and say, oh, you won the battle. It's still there. So you fight with a lot of lust, you fight with a lot of masturbation, you will fight to stay in a relationship, and you will fight to keep your finances straight. There's plenty other stuff that you will fight to keep on track, that will never be on track, because this thing is still there. I'm telling this story because it was a fight for me. I no longer have those dreams. I no longer find myself in a situation where I am fighting any spirits or anything of that sort. But I have to keep pray up. I have to fast all the time, and I have to keep reading the word. If you find yourself backtracking on these things, it might just come right back in, because you have to keep yourself clean to a point where this thing had me to a point where I started to feel an invisible ring on my finger. Right? That's how bad mine was. I started to feel a ring on my finger. I started to have dreams that I'm getting married. I started to have dreams that I'm having babies in the dream. So, I had to rebuke all of that. To get this thing out of my life. But I thank God today I have none of those issues. And any stubborn issues that I did have in my life, it is non-existent right now.